after China's envoy in Paris questioned the sovereignty of former Soviet nations like Ukraine, France, and the Baltic states of Estonia, Latvia, and Lithuania voiced shock. In an interview that was carried on French television on Friday, when asked about his opinion on whether or not Crimea is a part of Ukraine, Chinese Ambassador Liu She stated that historically it was a part of Russia and had been offered to Ukraine by former Soviet leader Nikita Khrushchev. These ex-USSR countries don't have actual status in international law because there is no international agreement to materialize their sovereign status, She added. France responded on Sunday by stating its full solidarity with all the Allied countries affected, which it said had acquired their independence after decades of oppression. On Ukraine specifically, it was internationally recognized within borders including Crimea in 1991 by the entire international community, including China, a foreign ministry spokesperson said. In an interview that was released on Saturday, the son of Russian President Vladimir Putin's spokesperson said that he had operated in Ukraine as an artilleryman with the Wagner mercenary organization while using a false identity, according to the Komsomolskaya Pravda newspaper. The 33-year-old son of Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov, Nikolai Peskov, revealed to a privately owned publication that he had served in Ukraine, marking a rare public instance of a senior Russian official's son participating in the conflict. The World Food Programme of the United Nations is delivering a first consignment of Russian fertilizer that Latvia seized last year to Kenya, the Foreign Ministry of Latvia announced on Saturday. The confiscation has been mentioned by Russia as a major barrier to its continued participation in the Black Sea Grains Agreement. According to Forbes Russia, the wealthiest individuals in Russia increased their wealth by $152 billion over the last year thanks to strong natural resource prices, which helped them recover from the significant losses they suffered at the start of the war in Ukraine. In a crucial agreement to transport Ukrainian grain through the Black Sea, the Group of Seven, G7, economic powers demanded its extension, full implementation, and expansion on Sunday. Russia has made it clear that it won't permit the agreement to last through May 18. In the midst of the ongoing three-year-old military conflict in eastern Ladakh, the new Chinese Defense Minister General Li Shangfu will be in Delhi for the Shanghai Cooperation Organization (SCO) summit next week. Sergei Shoigu, the Russian defense minister, will also be present at the SCO military ministers meeting on April 27 and 28. India is becoming more concerned about the increasing strategic ties between Moscow and Beijing as well as the effects of the ongoing conflict in Ukraine. Khawaja Asif, the Pakistani defense minister, would nevertheless take part remotely in the meeting. The German authorities have decided on another mass expulsion of employees of Russian diplomatic missions in that country. We strongly condemn these actions of Berlin, which continues to defiantly destroy the entire array of Russian-German relations, the ministry said in a statement. Xinhua news agency reported the maximum number of employees in German diplomatic missions in Russia will also be significantly limited, it said, adding that on April 5, the Russian Foreign Ministry officially had notified the German ambassador to Russia, Geza Andreas von Gehr, of this decision. The Russian Foreign Ministry said on Saturday that it has decided to mirror Germany's hostile actions and expel German diplomats from the country. The ministry stated that an inquiry was ongoing but provided no additional information regarding the nature of the weapon, which according to military analysts was probably a powerful 500 kg. Vyacheslav Gladkov, the governor of the province of Belgorod, claimed on Saturday that sappers probing the scene of Thursday's explosion discovered and chose to destroy what he called an explosive object that was in the immediate vicinity of residential buildings. 3 persons were hurt and a massive hole was left by the bomb explosion that occurred late on Thursday in Belgorod. The explosion was triggered by a weapon unintentionally discharged by one of the Russian Defense Ministry's own Su-34 planes, which was soon acknowledged. The ministry stated that an inquiry was ongoing but provided no other information regarding the weapon, which according to military analysts was probably a potent 500 kg, 1,100 pound, bomb. After an explosive device was discovered at the scene where a bomb accidentally dropped by a Russian warplane caused a massive blast this week, police said 17 apartment blocks in a Russian city close to the Ukrainian border were evacuated on Saturday. Russian authorities did not specify whether the explosive object was dropped accidentally on Thursday, and if so, whether it was a piece of the bomb that exploded in the city or something else entirely. Since Russia pushed soldiers into Ukraine last year, Belgorod, which is located approximately 40 kilometers, 25 miles, east of the Russian-Ukrainian border, has experienced frequent drone assaults. Although the Ukrainian military resisted making a clear claim of culpability, Russian authorities have blamed the strikes on it. Vyacheslav Gladkov, the governor of the province of Belgorod, claimed on Saturday that sappers probing the scene of Thursday's explosion discovered and chose to destroy what he called an explosive object that was in the immediate vicinity of residential buildings. Mayor of Belgorod Valentin Demidov stated that the precautionary evacuations were discontinued later in the day. The bomb was taken out of the neighborhood. Returning residents to their homes is taking place, Demidov remarked on Telegram.